Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. And today I have a very special video for you because it's the Nomad Cosmetics America's Route 66 review. I'm gonna show you 3 looks with this palette, swatches, tell a little bit about this palette, and give you my review of this beautiful 18 pan palette. So hopefully you will enjoy that. In case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows especially, and this is just exactly what I'm gonna be devouring in the next couple weeks. So I'm really sorry that I'm posting it this late because this has actually been given to me by Nomad Cosmetics. It's just like one time only PR thing, and I have a code with them, so if you would like to shop anything from them, I would really appreciate if you could use my code. I will link it down below and I will write it on the screen right now. It will save you 10% off. It's not an affiliated code, I don't earn any money through that, but maybe it could show Nomad that you guys like my content, so I might get some PR from them in the future. But so what I got is the palette and then this little thingy, how do you call this? Leaflet? Is that how you call that? With all the information. So this palette, as I said, is a 18 pan. Let me show you kind of the close-ups and swatches right now. And the destination is Route 66 in the USA. Coordinates from Illinois to California, and inspiration is the Road of Dreams. And what they read on this leaflet. So the iconic Route 66, Mother Road or Main Street America, whichever nickname you give it, America's Route 66 is more than just a highway. It's an iconic part of US history that symbolizes freedom, adventure, and the American dream. Stretching over 2,000 miles from Chicago to Los Angeles, this legendary route embodies a unique slice of Americana. With historic gas stations, motels, diners, and drive-in theaters along the route, Route 66 continues to live in the collective consciousness as a representation of liberty, nostalgia, and a good old-fashioned road trip. And then the description for this palette: road trip through colors, breathtaking blend of warm sun-baked hues and earthy classics, refreshing sky shades and cacti greens, sprinkled with quirky shimmers in neon sign colors, all inspired by the iconic Route 66. There's 10 memorable mattes, 4 scenic shimmers, and 4 bright as neon sign sparkles. And they are supporting the Nature Conservancy and their work to maintain the health of the iconic prairies of the central US, which is amazing. So yeah, this is kind of how it looks like, and it is like a plate. Do you call this plate? Yeah. It's just so cool. Like, I love this launch. I love that you have all the kind of iconic places on the front cover, and then I love that the inside looks like a road, and then you have the sky horizon around the mirror. This is genius. And the shimmers, some of them look really shifty. One of the shades is called Comet 2. Actually shattered for me, so I had to repress it, so there's no imprint anymore, or like the indent that they have for all of their shades, but thankfully it was just one of them. And what I will say, the shimmers look very sparkly, not like shiny metallic, but like sparkly, and they definitely, some of them definitely have some duochrominess, and especially the pink one and then the vibrant green one, like they definitely look very neon-y. I really like the corally pinky orange called Mother Moss, sorry. And I love that you have the cutouts of like the each states. Then you have these beautiful cars and obviously the important like signs. I love the right part of this palette because I just love these soft minty greens with these kind of egg yolk, like desaturated egg yolk color. I don't know how else to describe this. Like, it is very retro color story. That's what I really enjoy about this. And then you have these really nice warm kind of peachy browns. I will definitely be able to use at least one of the browns as my brow shade. And so like it's gonna be very easy to use palette. And I feel like the two like kind of peachy mattes, Gemini Giant and Go West, I feel like I could use these as blushes. Gemini Giant definitely would work wonderfully as a blush. So this is gonna be one of those like multi-purpose palettes for me, which Nomad usually does that, or at least I use Nomad that way. So I also use it for like brows, face highlighters, blushes, stuff like that. This palette is, as I said, 18 shades. Each shade is 1.5 grams. And as I said, I'm gonna do 3 looks. I'm gonna try to do 2 looks today, like one on each eye, because I have already worn makeup today and I want to show you 3 looks and I want to post this as soon as I can. So I'm gonna do each eye different look. And if my eyes will feel okay, I might do the 3rd look today as well, so that I can post it immediately today. If not, then I'll just have to, you know, film the last look tomorrow morning. Okay, so I've already primed my lids with the Wet n Wild Megalast eyeshadow primer. And now, let me get my Cinch Beauty brushes ready, because that's what I always like to use. They're kind of the only brushes that I have here anyways, because, well, I have a lot of brushes here, but most of them are in a little box because I don't actually use them. So let me zoom you in. And then on this eye, we're gonna do the like neutrally eye. So we are gonna start with the Gemini Giant, this one. It's kind of like a blushy, warm toned neutral. I'm gonna have to remind myself not to do both eyes the same. So we're gonna use this in the inner part. This is the Cinch EO6, by the way, that I love to use. And yeah, this is a very nice peachy neutral shade that I can definitely see myself using as a blush. Yeah, that's very, very pretty. Now I'm gonna take the slightly darker one, which is called Go West. Which one? This one. Go West. Looks very pretty. I'm still kind of wondering what I'm gonna do, because I know what I want to do as the last look, but maybe I'm not sure what shimmers I want to use for the last look, if I'm being honest. This is actually a really nice warm shade that I can see myself using. Again, like I don't really wear neutrals, but I could use this once in a while. Just like for the days that I really don't know what to wear. And so I can just like throw any random shade in the inner part, like in a colorful shade, and just use this in the second half of the lid, because that's where I usually struggle to like pick a darker shade. Maybe this one could be just like a very basic lighter darkening shade that I can use once in a while. Then I'm gonna use the On the Road again, this beautiful brown, which I think will be perfect brow shade for me. Can actually see myself using that quite a lot. Now I'm using the Chicago, well, not right now, today I actually mixed a green Pandosa eyeshadows shade with a really deep purple to get a brown out of that. But normally I would use the Chicago Speak Easy palette for my brows and whatnot. So yeah, this is kind of the outer part. It's just like very basic look. Okay, I'm gonna do this the same thing on the lower lash line on my own, but I'm gonna use the NYX glitter primer on this eye. And still wondering about the shimmers. Like, should we do this really neutral and just use like the pinky shades? Maybe? I don't know. I need help. Okay, I'm gonna use the Monger Moss. I'm not completely sure. I don't think I've ever heard this word. In the second half of the lid. This one looks like a very nice peachy shade. You know what, maybe I'm gonna use it in the inner part. No, in the outer. Why? I don't know. I don't really have to always know why I'm doing things. So that one, honestly, this look would be really soft and pretty just with that. If you're into that, you can stop right here. But I'm gonna be myself, and I'm gonna add that insane pink. This one, which is just like completely bonkers shade in the best way possible. I don't really wear pinks, but if I do, it has to be something like completely crazy. But I will say some of these pans are kind of loose. Like when I swirl the brush, the pans themselves are kind of moving, which happened to me with the Ireland palette. And I actually have two shades from the Ireland palette that are now that now have like magnets on the back of the pan because they would fall out of the packaging. So yeah, that sometimes happens, but you can just use a magnetic sticker and you'll be fine. So yeah, something like this. Now I'm really lost. I think I'm gonna use the beige shade as the inner corner shade just to make it, again, a bit more neutral. I just really want to show you the neutral option because this might be my last time actually going for a look like that. I always say that I can wear these looks because they are kind of pretty, but then I never actually do because I need something more interesting. But yeah, the Road of Dreams, this kind of like beigey bony color. It actually looks so pretty in this palette. Like, it's aesthetically, it looks nice here. Realistically, it's not gonna be a used shade for, oh wow, that is very vibrant. The only way that I could ever use this shade is if it was picked for my Pando's eyeshadows and I would just use it as a like lid setting shade, which I never do because I want my eyeshadows to stick to my eyes, so that's why I use primer, and I don't really wanna, you know, change that by setting the primer. But yeah, this actually is really nice if you have a discoloration and like dark circles. This can help you to kind of even it out, because usually this is the area where I wouldn't use concealer because there's like creasing happening when you do this. So you can just cover it with eyeshadow. And if you are like similar tone to this, obviously, it will actually cover it up quite nicely. That is a cool like effect, I guess. And I'm gonna use a little bit of that Gemini Giant here because I actually want to have like a lighter lower lash line. I don't think I'm gonna use waterline pencil because if I want to try and attempt to do the third look today, waterline pencil will just irritate my eyes, and then taking it out of my eyes will irritate them even more. So yeah, we're gonna be smart, and I'm not actually gonna do waterline pencil today. I know that's kind of weird for me, but yeah. Now for the second half, I'm gonna do some of the greens and browns. So I need to use, and I'm kind of wondering, I don't know if with the yellow shade, if I want to use the shade red on top, or this kind of seafoamy one. I kind of am really drawn to the seafoamy one. But honestly, this trio would be also beautiful, but I don't think that's what we're gonna do today. So, yeah, I'm gonna start with the Scenic Byway, this middle shade, which is a beautiful mid-tone green, and it's slightly cooler, like it has some mintiness to it. Again, using the EO6, try not to destroy the imprint too much. And I'm just gonna use this in the outer part. And so far, the mattes feel just as wonderful as I'm used to with Nomad. They have very like soft formula. It's not the most pigmented from the get-go, but you can build it up quite nicely. I can see that you can see that I've been able to build it up. And it's a really nice formula for beginners. Like if you're not sure or if you want like soft looks, it's gonna be easy for you to do that. But if you wanna learn how to like build up and blend, I feel like this will also really provide you a nice starting point. And another thing that I really enjoy about Nomad is that usually their shades are really easy to blend into themselves, like into each other, sorry. Now I'm gonna use the shade Royce Diner, this one, which is such a beautiful green. I love these tones of greens, like these kind of pistachio greens. I'm sorry, but that, oh, wrong eye. That just makes, oh yeah, these two together. Oh my god. I know like everybody's like, can you shut up about green eyeshadows? But I just need them in my life. They're the love of my life. I can never part ways with them. This is what dreams are made of. All that. Oh, this is such a perfect Tinkerbell color story in my opinion. Right? With the Comet too, and the rest Rest Heaven. That is no Haven, sorry. That is just perfect color story for that. Let me actually kind of blend it out here a little bit just to make it slightly softer. And yeah, Nomad is really nice for soft looks. And so far, really enjoyed this. And the shimmers, I think I haven't finished that sentence. The shimmers are really nice. Like it is that nice Fairy Tale Europe formula, which in my opinion is the best shimmer formula that I've ever had. Now, by the way, the Royce Diner, the light shade was slightly more dusty than the rest. No, dusty, like in the pan, there was a little bit more mess after that, but that usually happens with these lighter shades. And just to let you know. And then the Cadillac Ranch, this deep brown, that's what I'm gonna deepen out the outer corner. And this one looks extra dark. You know what it is? Actually really dark. It has the state Texas on it, which I think is also pretty cool. Oh, these two are so pretty. It's like very earthy look. And I'm using the EO5. I don't know if I said that, but this smaller one is EO5 from Cinch. Wow, yeah, that made it so pretty. Do you see that? So again, NYX glitter primer as always. I'm gonna do the lower lash line afterwards. It's gonna be the same. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So I think we're gonna start with the Comet 2, the one that I had to repress. It is like goldy brown green, at least from what I can see right now, but obviously on the eyes it can look differently. So I'm gonna try like carefully take, no, I actually pressed it quite nicely. It doesn't look like anything's gonna fall out. I'm gonna use this in the inner part, like the inner half, sorry. So this for the inner half. Ooh, that is pretty shade. I do enjoy shades like these. Like I really do. Especially with these deep greens. Like I'm sorry, but that is so pretty. And these two looks couldn't be more different. You know what? It's kind of like Glinda and Elphaba. which I'm actually planning to do another movie reaction, and I think I'm gonna do Wicked. At least from the poll, it kind of looks like that. So I should have just saved that for today. But it's already kind of like, I think it's like 8 in the afternoon. So we're gonna use Winslow for the second half. I'm so happy that I got this palette because Nomad is really inspiring me to travel more, and I think I would love to travel to the destinations that I actually own like their palettes from. And Route 66 is something that I've discovered years ago. Like, I think it's now like 5 years ago when I first heard about that. And ever since then, I wanted to go there. I don't know if it's possible since I don't drive a car or like anything. I do have driver's license, but I'm too afraid to drive. So I don't know if that would be like possible, but I think I've heard that there are ways how you can travel through that even without, and you can use like public transport for some areas and then other means as well. So if you've ever tried that or you know something about that, please let me know in the comments, because I would actually love to go there. Maybe next year. It's definitely not going to be happening this year. That is like not possible, but maybe for next year I could save up for that, and I would actually love to go. I've been to US only once in my life to like visit a family, and it was really nice, but I was young. I was like 11, so I would love to visit it now that I can actually like enjoy it and speak with people and, you know, just like actually be there. And now I'm gonna use the Marsh Bridge, this one, this kind of seafoamy bluey green, in the inner corner. And where's my EO one? This. I could use the shade right next to it, but I kind of want to use it for the next look. So we're just gonna, oh yeah. And I love mixing cool tones and warm tones. I feel like it's so much fun. And it's way more interesting. Okay, so this is kind of the look. I'm just gonna finish up like the mascara and everything, and I'll be back in a minute. So, sorry, my hair are kind of insane. So the illusion is finished. I actually went with like very simple products because I'm gonna be taking it off. I decided that I can film the last look today as well because I really want to give you the review as soon as I can. So I have the Essence Lash Princess mascara, no waterline pencil, Canon Free concealer from Rimmel in the shade 10 Fair. Then I have my Revolution Fast Base blush in the shade Peach. I've used this Harley Quinn and Essence Jelly lipstick in the shade Gotham Glam because it's a very hydrating lip balm and my lips were kind of dry, so that's that. And then I went in with my Project 20 Uses palette, which is the Nomad Chicago Speakeasy, which I have to use 20 times. I think I'm getting closer. Like I definitely hit the 10 uses threshold, trash mark. So yeah, we're getting there. And from this palette, I've used the shade Jinriki as my face highlighter because it's kind of like a gold to green to pink. So like green to pink, right? I decided to match my eyes. And it's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. I've used this multiple times as a highlighter. Let me actually zoom you back in for the eye looks. Both very different. And since I was holding the Chicago Speakeasy palette, I decided to kind of compare, just like from the pans, compare the neutrals and the greens. And you'll be pleased to know that they aren't the same. They're actually different undertone. The Chicago Speakeasy is very like warm browns, like almost like reddish orange browns, whereas these are more like beachy browns, and they're just different undertone. Let me know if you would want me to swatch compare these shades from their other palettes, because I have the Chicago palette, the Ireland palette, the Mount Fuji, Polar Express. Maybe some of these could be similar to the Polar Express, like the Nougat candy or whatever it was. That could be similar to some of these brands. So yeah, I have that. I have the Chamonix and the Haunted Europe, which I haven't used yet, but I could look into them. Did I say Fairy Tale Europe? Yeah, I have like a couple palettes from them now. So if you want me to compare, I can definitely do that. Like that would not be a problem. And we could do like a chatty get ready with me and I can show you the different swatches. Because I would like to give this palette some love. And I think I'm also gonna film a palette bingo with all my current Nomad Cosmetics palettes that I've used. So not the two that I haven't, the Chamonix and the Haunted Europe, because I already have so many palettes to work with. But yeah, so I've been yapping. But that's kind of the look. Like, this is such a soft, springy look that I think everybody can do, and it would be so pretty to wear. And then this one is slightly more like that kind of autumnal, which I think that's what this palette is really for. Like, it has that springy side, and then the like very, in my opinion, like these retro shades just look very autumnal. And just this 9 pan, the greeny blue 9 pan, I'm sorry, but this, if this was a genuine color store, just these 9 shades, I would still buy that. Honestly, if you swapped this shade for this shade and made it into 2 9 pan palettes, it would still be so beautiful. Like, it would still be such a wonderful little collection. So let me take some pictures of this, take it off, and show you the last look. Okay, so I'm back. I went ahead and actually already used the Wet n Wild primer. And now, what we're gonna do, I want to use these two kind of tealy turquoisey shades for like the main part of the look, and then do a cut crease and use the yellow. So we're gonna start with the Blue Whale, this one, on like a little bit more of a precise brush. What will we use? Maybe this Refer one. This is the Refer 03. It's kind of like a soft pencil brush, like a very small one. Let me zoom you in again. Oh, it's light right now. Wow, what happened? So yeah, we're gonna do kind of like a more of a liner look. Do I know what I want to do? Nope. That's kind of usual for us, right? We're gonna do like a higher up line right here, kind of like that maybe. Okay, something like this. Is it even? I don't know. We'll fix it later if it's gonna look uneven, because sometimes you really can't tell until later on. Now I'm gonna take like a bigger brush, which is this Sigma Precision Firm Blender E42, and I'm gonna use the Mainstream America, this lighter shade. Kind of right here. I'm kind of blending out the liner part. I think I'm actually gonna use the darker green shade, this one, to create another line underneath this liner, kind of like in the regular place of an eyeliner. Just to create like a double line, I guess. We're gonna do it more straight. Why? I don't know. I just kind of felt like doing it. Yeah, you see, so like a second line here. I'm gonna try to replicate that on the other eye. Okay, that actually kind of looks similar. Or maybe I'm just so tired that I can't see it. But now we're gonna do the cut crease. So I'm just gonna take a concealer. This is the Maybelline Superstay concealer in the shade 10. It's kind of a nice pigmented concealer. that works really nice for me, so I'm just gonna like kind of clean up slightly. Like mostly the lid is very clean, it's just to make it even better. So now that the cut crease is kind of blended and it's starting to dry, I'm gonna use a packing brush. It's actually the same brush that I use for my shimmer, so I have to really clean it up, but it's the Zoeva 232, I think. And I'm gonna use the yellowy shade, which is the End of the Trail. It's a beautiful shade. And we're just gonna, oh, that is so pretty. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, I think this shade with the greens and the like more bluey shades will be so wonderful. Also with the browns, this will still look really nice with the browns. And this shade actually feels super soft. Not that the previous ones were like harsh or anything, but or uncomfortable, but this one is so extremely soft. It's like very comfortable formula. I think I'm gonna use the Main Street America, that like super light seafoamy matte on the lower lash line, just to kind of bring the look kind of more together and wrap it up. Now I'm gonna use the NYX glitter primer, and we're gonna play with the shimmers. Honestly, part of me would love to keep it this way, and I never wear matte looks, but it looks so pretty. I just know that in like 3 minutes I would get so extremely like bored and I would need to add a shimmer. I just can't help myself. I think it's some kind of disorder, but yeah, I just really need shimmers. Now we're gonna do, I forgot what I wanted to do. Yeah, we're just gonna use the remaining shades. So Blue Swallow, this one is such a vibrant blue, and it has a like turquoisey blue feel to it. So we're gonna use this one over here. Oh yeah, that is such a pretty blue. Honestly, this palette would be so nice, even just like if you're going on any vacation, like near the sea or anything, like it would be so pretty. I can definitely see myself wearing this a lot. I just have to be better at my projects right now to get some uses out of my project products, but apart from that, I will be using this palette hopefully a lot in the summer. So that's this bluey one that is so nice. It actually sparkles really nicely. Like Nomad isn't known for like the most out of the world shimmers. Like don't expect Diamonds or I don't know DD Signature or I don't know, like all of these brands that are known for their shimmers. I'm using this vibrant green. But they're really pretty, and I think especially like if you're not really sure about shimmers or you're just kind of getting into them, or maybe they crease on you a lot, Nomad's formula is very forgiving, first of all, and very everyday work appropriate, like kind of the thing that people mean when they say work appropriate. That's what I imagine with these kind of formulas, and it's really pretty. I don't feel like I'm lacking or like the eyeshadows are lacking in anything when I wear Nomad. It's just sometimes I feel like I want to be like a full-on shiny thing, and then I use these insane shimmers, but if I actually remember to wear Nomad, I'm never dissatisfied with the finished look. So I'm gonna re-intensify the yellow slightly over here, just to make it like obvious that this is a cut crease. I sometimes forget that the point of cut crease is to actually make it visible and not cover it up with shimmers, especially if they aren't iridescent. You know, just the need to use shimmers is usually stronger than my memory. Yeah, I think you can still see the yellow nicely. I'm gonna rub the inner corner in it as well. Like so. And now for the last shimmer, just an inner corner shade. It's called Gateway Arc. This one looks very sparkly. This one is the sparkliest shade of them all. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that on the lower lash line because I want to keep the yellow in there. So that one is pretty. I might use it as a face highlighter. It could look really cute. Yeah, I think this could look really cute as a face highlighter. And again, we have my peacocky look that I enjoy. It's not a good month if I can't wear at least one peacocky look. Okay, this is so pretty. So let me finish up the look and I'll be right back. And this is actually how it looks like. So I'm really happy with this look. I think it's very fun. I would never expect to actually create a look like this with Nomad. Though I feel like I did something kind of similar with the Ireland palette when I was trying it out. Like this similar color story, not the same shape. But it's so pretty. I just love this look. This is definitely gonna be a look that I'm gonna recreate multiple times, like in a different shape, but this color story will definitely be used a lot by me. And so far, I genuinely think that the mattes are just as wonderful as always, and the shimmers, I think they are the same formula as the Fairy Tale Europe, which, as I said, is my favorite shimmer formula from them so far. So I would definitely say that they kind of kept the formula that they had with the Fairy Tale Europe palette. And I really enjoy this color story. I've heard a lot of people say that it's kind of boring, but honestly, it's just very retro and fun. And I think it's a really nice mix between colors and like fun little playful shades with neutrals that are still kind of like that will allow you a lot of color as well. You can mix these neutrals with a lot of different colorful looks and it will still be really beautiful. So I wouldn't really say that it's boring, and I really like the cooler and warmer aspect of this palette because cool tones and warm tones look really nice together. Like if you're gonna do the warm tone brown crease and then do like a cooler tone shimmer, like maybe this kind of seafoamy green one, that will be such a fun look and such a interesting combination. And I think you can mix this up kind of however you want and you will still get a really nice look out of it. Also, I just really like the layout of this palette because usually they either have like one row or column matte and column shimmer. Like it's just kind of, it's usually very structured. They don't usually have it like kind of all over the place, but this one, the fact that the shimmers are the center and the mattes are the like borders, it's just a nice little change for them. And I will try to look up a couple of these things that are on the packaging to maybe come up with a look that would be very much appropriate for this kind of packaging. Let me know if you want me to create like a full-on Route 66 look, like something really fun and probably very like neon-y and intricate. Let me know, because I could definitely come up with something. Or you can send me a picture of something that you like about the Route 66 and I can try to like recreate it in the look. So let me know if you would be interested in that, and let me know if you want me to swatch compare this palette with other Nomad palettes and with their shades. I could try to like dupe this color story with other Nomad shades that I have in my collection. I think that could be a really fun video, and maybe it could help you decide if you really need this. But I can't think of palette from them that you could actually dupe this with, and I don't even think I'm gonna be able to dupe the shades exactly, which is obviously incredible. So all the information will be down below, including my code with them and everything that I've used today. And please let me know down below what you think about the suggestions. So have a wonderful day. Vote also, vote down below which look was your favorite and which one you would actually wear, maybe like for a road trip or something. But have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow with another video. So bye.